everybody, my name is Marcel Ernie, and today we are dropping the Allison Transmission. Hopefully the flex plate in there is going to reveal some cracks, because I got that banging and knocking coming from the bell housing, I think. There's the sound. That's it. Alright, that's the fucking problem. And I got some Suncoast Performance Diesel torque converter and billet flex plate going in. Cheers. All right, batteries disconnect. Andrew's having a rough morning. No sleep.
Strep throat.
Baby crying.
Good times.
So for those that don't know, we're at Williams Automotive Kelowna, and this is my 2006 Northern Light 10.2 on 2009 Duramax LMM. 59,000 miles, almost 60,000 right now, and it started knocking a good 2,000 miles ago. They make a few different models, so this one is specific because it's balanced to this engine.
Yeah, to the LBZ LMM, which is
yeah.
the same block.
So because it's balanced, obviously that must be that the lock hole.
Well, no, what it is, it's like, see, you got an oval hole here. That's the one you start with when you tighten down your torque converter. Start there, and then all of the rest of them will align because they all have extra clearance, right? No, so you start with that one.
And you can tighten it all the way.
Yeah, you just tighten it right down.
Yeah, that's a nice piece, huh?
Very nice. Will fit my truck.
Yeah, and then this box, like I said, it's pretty heavy. We'll pull her out. I hurt my back on that last video. And so we have to put the old one in this bag,
okay,
empty of fluid, and then I gotta mail it back to them.
Excellent.
Core charge, guys.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I know.
That is sexy. Look at the milling on that thing.
Dude, it is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like something from racing.
It is for racing.
Yeah, racing my tow truck.
Yeah. Excellent.
So drag racers have to change these things like every 3 years. They expire.
Oh, they're converters?
No, the flex plate.
Oh.
See, it's SFI certified 29.3, so that's drag racing because this company makes stuff for drag racers. We're going racing, guys. Step 1, drain transfer case.
Nice and clean.
That's that Amsoil ATF in there. Remove drive shaft.
Pull the shaft.
Good way to start the morning.
Well, we start more by pulling the shaft.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, so you're done with the shaft.
Done pulling the shaft, so got one more to go.
Look at that thing. Let's see what's going on in here. Yeah. So yeah, it just pulls right out of the transfer case. Couple of sensors for it.
That's your output speed sensor, and that's a shift motor for the transfer case.
And this is what we did before, guys. We threw in the BD Flow Max, which was fuel filter, water separator, fuel filter, and then I got the Amsoil bypass filter and the full flow filter. So this thing's filtered up.
You're missing the retainer clip here for your shift cable. Normally there's an extra lock clip that slides in.
Yeah.
And it is gone.
Yeah, so something they just skipped to put back together.
Yeah. Extra parts, fuck it.
Yeah, so to give people a little history, so I bought this truck at 16,000 miles, and now we got nearly 60,000 miles. So why was the transmission out? Because we noticed there's markings on the transmission up here, like paint ones that are kind of interesting. Pt, and of course they put in a different bolt on the bell housing that was longer right there. Doesn't quite fit. So something is probably related to why I'm having this issue now, I bet.
If we find a flex plate.
Or if just something going on weird. So why was the tranny out? I've also taken an oil analysis from the engine oil and from the ATF transmission, which revealed no increase in wear levels of metals. Oil was perfectly clean, viscosity was on par, so, because a lot of people on my first video, they were like, oh, that, you know, it could be spun a rod bearing or something like that. But that would reveal some engine wear.
Come on out. My friend.
Just trying to get the T-case out, guys.
No, that's fine. Okay, alright.
So that's like the front attachment little drive shaft.
Front drive shaft here.
Cross member.
Yeah, just skid plate for the transmission. Let's see here. I'm just gonna drain transmission level down a little bit. That fluid is mint.
Yeah, so I got, well, 60,000 miles minus the 16. I changed every fluid in the vehicle at 16,000 miles the week I bought it. Even the brake fluid, the power steering, did everything. It's like it's freaking vampire blood right there, bud.
She's nice and clean.
Well, I took an oil analysis of that and said it was perfect.
Yeah. No, I don't think you have any internal transmission issues.
I had one guy comment where he like broke a rod in his truck, and he's like, I had the same sound. And Ford, in a Ford.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, what Ford was it? It was a 6.4. And I'm like, dude, it was a 6.4. Of course it did. Those things were like, they weren't even worth fixing.
No.
Disaster of trucks. Yeah, they're little twin turbos until they destroy themselves.
Until they self-implode.
Yeah. Yeah, they really screwed that up. I mean, the 6 liter is a good engine once you bulletproof it, but the 6.4, there's no fixing those.
6 liter still, once you bulletproof it, you're still prone to high pressure oil problems. You're still prone to injector failure, victim failure.
It's amazing how International screwed that up so bad, huh?
Yeah, Navistar.
So you just pull a line?
Yeah, it's a cooler line. I think we gotta separate your exhaust, because that one's not gonna come out. Awesome.
On the downpipe?
Yeah, just separate the front of your exhaust from the downpipe. Just give us some extra clearance in there.
Oh, wonderful. The exhaust is in a decent location. It's accessible somewhat. Straight through, guys. A 4-inch exhaust all the way to this thing and then back.
You do have a bit of an oil leak back there, eh?
On
The engine oil is leaking.
well, it's coming right out of here somewhere.
Well, that there.
Out of that seal right there, it looks like.
I think you also have other leaks.
Oh, you mean in the actual back here?
Yeah.
I
Like
do
all
know
this oil over here.
along the
So
bottom
once
of
we
the
have-
bell housing.
Yeah, once we have that flex plate out, see if your rear main's leaking. It's very common on a Duramax. Could be a rear main. So, somebody adjust while we're in there. That's what it is.
I did call the previous owner, as you know, and he has no idea about the transmission being out.
That's a little bizarre.
He bought it from the dealer at like 5,000 or something used.
It was a write-off, wasn't it? Like it had
Yeah, it had a little accent on the front left, just the quarter panel on the door. So that doesn't mean anything with the tranny.
No.
So it probably was like right from like the get-go, the truck probably had a repair right off the bat, like brand new.
And another thing to see here is the lower oil pan has been removed at one point. Like you see the ultra copper
Oh, yeah.
silicone, that is not OEM.
Absolutely. So it's all part of it. So for some reason, this whole thing, it is a brand new truck. Maybe the GM dealer had some issue.
I don't know why they use ultra copper, to be honest. That's a high heat exhaust silicone.
That's all they had.
That's what's in the oil pan, right? The Permatex.
Oh, okay, yeah. The same company as Loctite, by the way.
It is.
They just Loctite is Permatex.
One of my favorite Seinfeld episodes. The Cosmo ends up with the ass man plates.
Oh yeah, the ass man, the doctor. And then at the end, he runs into the real guy. He's like, "I'm the real ass man."
1 in a million chance. 1 in a million chance. That's a Pog story.
So what are you trying to do now?
Separate your exhaust from the downpipe. That clamp is holding up. Shield.
Exhaust
That out of my
hang.
way, then I can unplug the transmission, the main connector, and swing my exhaust to the side and get that line out.
Any idea how much these Allison's 1000s weigh?
They're really heavy. I don't know the exact weight, but I know when I did mine in my truck, I was here by myself and I lifted it from the bench to the
You try to lift it?
I lifted it from the bench to the transmission jack and I was by myself and I was scared shitless I was going to drop that thing on the floor.
Oh man.
They're heavy.
You know, it could be like 500 pounds almost. I don't know.
They're heavy.
Just that torque converter alone is 80.
Yeah. Yes, and that the torque converter itself is very heavy on these things. Like trying to get them to drop into place and set right in. Yeah. And not damage the input seal.
Yeah.
They're a heavy converter.
I'll be looking for a nice fuel mileage gain, hopefully. Maybe half a mile would be wonderful. Over the next 50,000 miles, that'll save me what? Whoever, get your math whiz out here right now on the Instagram or YouTube people. Some guy will comment.
There honestly isn't too many. It's just a matter of getting all the bracketry out of the way here. And I think it's just the one main connector, right? This guy here.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
well
that's the main harness one.
Yeah.
This reminds me when I removed the engine out of my BMW. There's always that one thing you forget as you start to lower it. Oh, wait, don't know. There's cable pulling.
Let's hang the engine off these two wires. Get the spot number out, the key case will come out right after that. So I just like to get everything cleared out of the way before get the channing jack in place.
Oh yeah, because then it's in your way.
Yeah, exactly. Cooler lines are disconnected. Cooler lines and the exhaust just pull it to the side a little bit. Give us some clearance.
Removing some bolts from the Allison.
Yeah, just these retainers here for these are your fuel lines, right?
Yeah.
And also the electrical harness is connected to that, and your breather hose from the transfer case. So just disconnect that from the case of the transmission and give us some extra clearance.
Yeah, pretty much. Then you just leave your favorite bolts for later. So 45 minutes into the project, we got the jack going.
Should be pretty good.
And there's that OEM torque converter.